Okay, so Tate McRae just found herself in the middle of one of those celebrity branding situations where, at first glance, you don't think there's anything to talk about, you guys, and then you watch the video a second time, you see what everybody else is pointing out, and you're like, wait a minute, what exactly am I looking at? Because Tate posted what was supposed to be this cute post-show skincare routine featuring Neutrogena, and instead of everybody rushing to ask what product she was using, the internet became completely distracted by one very specific question. Was Ted actually using the products? And honestly, once people started pointing out what was happening in that video, it became very difficult to watch it the same way again. You've got this huge young pop star and a major skincare brand, and you've got Tate coming straight from a performance, and you have got this very relatable idea of, I've been performing all night, now let's take this makeup off together. Cute, right? Well, apparently the internet had other plans, because on August 1st, after performing at the Oshega Festival in Canada, I hope I said that the right way, Tate was heading to Chicago for Lollapalooza, and somewhere along that journey, she filmed this sponsored post-show routine on the plane. In the video, Tate shows several Neutrogena products, including the brand's makeup removing wipes, the Hydro Boost water gel, and the new Hydro Boost under eye patches. The whole thing is presented as her getting and ready routine after performing. And you would think the internet would be talking about the products, maybe asking whether the moisturizer is actually good, maybe commenting on the eye patches. But no, people were looking at the wipe, because viewers noticed that when Tate appeared to use the makeup removing wipe, it looked like her fingers were actually between the wipe and her skin. And that detail became the entire controversy, you guys. People started saying that she wasn't really wiping her makeup off, and when you look at the video, I can understand why people started asking questions, because the movement is so light that it almost looks like she's demonstrating the concept of wiping her face rather than actually wiping her face. And then things got even more awkward when she moved on to the next part of the routine. Tate applied the moisturizer, but again, viewers felt like the application was extremely minimal. And then she put the under eye patches underneath her eyes while still appearing to have visible makeup on. Now, obviously, none of this proves that Tate didn't use the product, you guys. We have evidence of the first, we don't have proof of the second, but social media doesn't exactly wait around for courtroom level standard of evidence, does it, you guys? It doesn't. Once people noticed the strange looking applications, the comments started piling up, and the conversation wasn't even about Tate anymore. People were asking, who approved this? And honestly, that became one of the biggest questions surrounding the entire situation, because this wasn't just Tate filming herself in her hotel room. This was sponsored content and a major beauty brand attached to the video. The products were being featured, and the whole point was to show viewers this post-show routine. So when viewers felt the product weren't actually being demonstrated properly, they started questioning Neutrogena's approval process just as much as Tate's behavior. And then, of course, came the jokes. People started making fun of how gently Tate was handling the wipe, with some viewers basically treating the video like a skincare tutorial for people who are terrified of touching their own faces, you guys. And the irony is that Tate's video was supposed to make the products look desirable. Instead, people were watching it like they were investigating a crime scene. And we have to agree, celebrity advertising has changed so much. People know celebrities get paid to promote products. They know that when somebody appears on camera holding a moisturizer and saying they have been obsessed with it forever, there is probably a contract somewhere in the background. But what audiences still seem to want is believability. And I get people. They want the advertisement to feel like something the celebrity would actually do. And when the demonstration look overly staged, people will notice it. That's exactly what happened here. But just when you thought this was going to become another celebrity versus brand PR disaster, Neutrogena decided to do something I actually thought was pretty petty and clever at the same time. Instead of ignoring the backlash, instead of putting out some painfully corporate statement about how they value customer feedback, the brand basically decided to join the joke. On August 13th, Neutrogena posted a response featuring animated makeup wipes, and the whole thing was written as though the wipes themselves were responding to the internet's criticism. And the tone was basically, okay, we see what you're trying to say, and I have to give Neutrogena credit here because that was probably a much smarter response than pretending the controversy didn't exist. By that point, millions of people had already seen the original video, and the brand clearly knew that everyone was talking about it. So instead of fighting the internet, they essentially said, fine, we are going to laugh with you. And surprisingly, you guys, that response was received pretty positively, with coverage noting that social media users praised the brand for its self-aware approach. Which leaves us with the question I think is actually at the heart of this entire situation. How authentic do we really expect celebrity advertisements to be? Because on one hand, Tate is a performer, she's not a dermatologist, she's not obligated to give us a 10-step skincare tutorial every time she promotes a moisturizer. And honestly, maybe she was just exhausted after performing. We can understand. Maybe the video was edited in a weird way, maybe the wipes was positioned awkwardly on camera. There are plenty of explanations that don't involve Tate trying to deceive anybody here. But on the other hand, if you're going to show a makeup routine, sorry guys, a makeup removing wipe in a sponsored video, I probably need to see the makeup actually being removed. That's the kind of the point here. And I think that's why this particular ad struck such a nerve. It wasn't necessary that Tate had a Neutrogena deal or people disliked Tate. It was that viewers felt like they were being shown a performance of using the product rather than a convincing demonstration of actually using it. And once the internet noticed that, girl, they were not letting it go. So I want to know what you think, guys. Was everyone being way too dramatic over a sponsored skincare video, or do you understand why people question the ad when the product application looked the way it did? And honestly, after seeing Neutrogena's response, I have to ask one more thing, you guys. Did the brand actually save itself with that response? Because personally, I think turning the backlash into a joke was probably the smartest move they could have made. But tell me what you think in the comments, because I already know this one is going to divide people, you guys. And if you love celebrity with a little bit of receipts, a little bit of chaos, and just enough mess to keep us talking, you already know where to find me, guys. This is Yura Unplugged, your tea time takeover. Bye bye. It's your guy Yura. See you on the next one.